So, you have heard about the carnivore diet and you want to know more about it. You hear people telling you, you have to add honey, you have to have fruit, you have to have fermented food. There are so many opinions, and the truth is that you have to try for yourself what it works. So, I am here to clarify the different variations of the carnivore diet and which one works better for you. So, let's start the video now. Let's start by the king, which is the lion diet. The lion diet is very simple, it's beef and water and salt. Beef, it could be lamb and it could be bison. Ruminant beef meats are the best for this diet, for the lion diet, but that is all you're gonna have. You need to really favor fatty cuts. And if you have some lean cats, you can add the fat by getting some fat from your butcher, and you just slice some and cook it together with your beef. The second kind of carnivore diet will be the standard diet. The standard carnivore diet is the diet that has mostly beef and again ruminant meats, but it has animal products, eggs, you can have chicken, you can have seafoods, you can have butter, all that is animal product. That is the standard carnivore diet. Animal-based products, you can have them all. Particularly, I will say that with this standard carnivore diet, you have to watch for dairy, because for some people it's very addictive. It has a high content in sugars and is low in satiety. And 70% of human beings do not have the enzyme necessary to digest lactose anyways. Yeah, 70%, you heard this right. So you're gonna have to try the standard diet if you want it and see if that fits your needs. The third kind of the carnivore diet is the animal-based. The difference with the standard is that you can have honey, you can have fruits, but if you have fruits, these fruits have oh my goodness, fructose. And with the fructose, what happened is that it causes glycation. Glycation ages you, overall is not good for you. So again, if you need the fruit, I personally will eat only berries and organic, because the thing about fruits too is that they contain, unless they are organic, a lot of pesticides, and sometimes they're organic and they do have a lot of chemicals through their artificial fertilization. Excuse my English if that is not the right word, you know what I mean. So you have to try it. I will never eat fruits, but with this being said, I have to admit that once in a very while I will have a couple of berries, because I like giving my insulin something to do. Because yes, if you go for too long, many years on the lion diet, for example, you're, without even noticing, if you don't check your sugar starts climbing up, and that is because of the lack of use of your insulin. But there are many videos about that, so we're not gonna get into that. The last variation of the carnivore diet is what is called the living carnivore, which is beef, fat, and fermented foods. All the fermented foods. Why? The fermentation process eats on the sugars of whatever. For example, if you like to eat milk products, you can have kefir or kefir, depending where you are. And the fermentation what it does is to eat on those sugars, on the lactose. So you end up with the end result, which is super beneficial for you, especially for your gut bacteria. Speaking of guts, you may be wondering if it's important to have fiber. Well, I have been on the carnivore diet for about 11 months and I have never had any issues. So try it. When you start it, you are going to really feel worse rather than better. You're gonna really get into a state of crisis. Your body is gonna think that it's starving because you're gonna get rid of the regular fuel, which is carbohydrates, glucose, and your body is gonna switch the way it works, and it's gonna start using ketones instead of glucose. And there are many videos that can explain, and there are very good doctors, Dr. Carnivore, Dr. Chanve, like there are many doctors that can tell you step by step how it works and why it's beneficial for you to use ketones instead of glucose. So those are the basics for the carnivore diet. So if you are thinking about starting, you need to be prepared to up your electrolytes, potassium, magnesium, and salt, because you're gonna be a lot more. You're gonna eat less because fat is it causes satiety. So, but you need to have your food in, which is because it's rich in calories. So you don't need a whole lot. You're gonna feel full, but you make sure to have sufficient. Women need fat because really it's a precursor for hormones like estrogen. They are so important. We have so many issues with thyroid and with energy. We feel lethargic, we gain weight, and everything is resolved through the carnivore diet. My heart is better than ever. Guys, I'm telling you, do not be afraid. Take photos. Like me, I didn't have any photos, but I have this one, and now I can compare them with this one, and I can see what the carnivore diet has done for me. I am so happy, but it's not just my appearance. The most important thing is that I can go uphill without losing my breath, which I couldn't do for the longest time. So, yes, try to get, if you can, grass-fed. Experiment. Try the different variations of the carnivore diet and see which one fits. But give yourself 90 days. Stick to it, and you will see the results. You will see your skin clearing. I have the worst case of eczema. It was terrible, and now is 100% gone, like no more. With that alone, I can be thrilled. Not to mention my arthritis. My arthritis was so bad. I couldn't walk sometimes or use my hands, and my pain, sleeping even was hard. Now I have zero pain. So I want everybody to know what this diet does to you, and I hope that this helps a little bit. Yes, I eat mostly beef and fat patties. There are so many ways. Get like a very nice beef with a lot of fat, and ask your butcher to just ground it and just make your own patties with the egg yolk, so it's more nutritious. Like that is like a bomb. But if you want to stick to the lion diet, don't add the eggs. If you want to do the standard animal diet, you can have the cheese and the eggs. I personally like my lion diet, and Once in a while, I will have like a week of the standard diet. One day I may add a couple of berries, so I go from lion to standard to the animal-based diet. And absolutely, I give at least a week of the living carnivore diet, because you know what? If you don't have a little bit of variation, what is life for? So I hope that this video helps you, and if you like my content, I'm trying to get it better. Just subscribe and give me a like perhaps, and I hope to see you on my next one. I hope you try it. Bye bye.